to make our organization what it is today. A small donation is being made to your school district in your name, in recognition of your service. That is for the members who are leaving us off the board this time. And now I know this is I'm not very excited this morning, but these guys are. And you guys rock, and we're ready to hear what you have to say. So I'm gonna turn it over to Claudia. Where's Claudia? Oh, there she is. Claudia does such an amazing job, and she's always like in the background, kind of like, navigating everybody and everything. This woman is powerful. We gotta thank her for the work that she does. And I know she doesn't do it alone, but I'm gonna tell you, if you need to organize anything with kids, or adults even as well, but especially with kids, this is your woman right here.
Thank you all so much. I have the honor and privilege of spending time with the young people that came here for the Youth Leadership Institute. And I gotta tell you, they've got some amazing ideas for how we might strengthen our schools. So let's give our students a hand for being up here. And so our students have been preparing for the last 3 days to speak to you about what helps our students succeed, what gets in our way, and so thank you for your deep listening this morning. So for our first question, our students will also introduce themselves. For our first question, from your student perspective, please tell us, what do you think helps or gets in the way of students succeeding at school?
Hello. Hello, my name is Francis Myers. I'm from Sitka School District. And I think to answer that question, first we have to lay a foundation of a lot of students have different definitions of success. Some kids think that success in high school is getting good grades, others think it's practicing their instruments and getting really good at that, or some think it's just to get out of high school. But either way, whatever their definition of success is, the best way, or one of the best ways for schools to prepare for that different definition of success is to provide as wide a range of opportunities as possible, not just CTEs. In Sitka High School, I am really appreciative of all the opportunities we have available. I'm in cross country, track and field, DDF, and mock trial, and I'm able to go to conferences like this. We also have a wood shop, metals program, arts, and a really good music program. So I'm really appreciative of all those opportunities, and having those opportunities available makes it so that students can find out what they want to do in the future and find success in their own specific field. On the flip side of that, though, to answer the second part of the question, less opportunities make it more challenging for students to succeed. However, I totally recognize that budget constraints make it harder for some schools to provide opportunities than others. I know that there's some schools that have trouble just getting heated water, and that's not okay. But if that's the case, then we should shift the conversation to how can schools provide as much opportunity as possible with limited budget constraints. I saw something really cool yesterday at the roundtable where there was 4 school districts that have pulled their resources together, and it made it so that students can access opportunities from all the different school districts in this 4-week program where they can see all the different opportunities laid out for them. And I think it's a really powerful way to increase student success. So, trying to provide as many opportunities as possible, or at least having the discussion of how to expand opportunities even creatively, is a powerful way to help student success. Thank you.
Good morning, my name is Jeffrey Alsop and I'm representing Alaska Gateway School District. I wanted to talk about the crucial link between opportunities in education and the basic needs that are often overlooked in our schools. Building off of what Francis said, we often hear that opportunities shape a student's future, whether it's access to advanced courses, extracurricular activities, or mentorship programs. These opportunities are essential for students to reach their full potential. But what's often missing from the conversation is the fundamental fact that these opportunities are not sustainable without addressing basic needs in our schools. How can a student succeed when they can't concentrate in a class because there's no heating in the winter or clean running water in the restrooms? How can they focus on their studies when they're worried about their health or are distracted by an uncomfortable, unsafe environment? We need to remember that these basic necessities are the foundation upon which any opportunity is built. Without them, students face obstacles that are far greater than any test or assignment. We cannot expect students to excel in an environment where their well-being is compromised. When schools lack the funding to provide essentials like heating, clean water, or even basic classroom supplies, it sends a message that their needs are secondary. Yet when their basic needs are met, students thrive. They feel supported, valued, and are ready to take on opportunities that will lead them to success. I believe that if we want every student to succeed, we must ensure that schools are not only places of academic opportunity, but also places where their fundamental needs are a priority. Only then can we truly unlock the potential of every student, regardless of their background or circumstance. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Connor Gooch, and I am a student leader at Connor School. I think if you keep key things help students succeed, well, some things can get in the way. Support from the teachers and family makes a big difference when people believe in us. It encouraged us to try harder. A positive school environment also helps because a welcoming, safe atmosphere makes us comfortable, asking questions and trying new things. Having clear goals like graduating or getting into college keeps us motivated and focused. However, certain obstacles can interfere with our progress. Distractions like phones, social media, and even friends can pull our attention away from schoolwork. Lack of attendance can also make it difficult to keep up with lessons, and stress from balancing school, sports, family responsibilities, and sometimes jobs can feel overwhelming.
My name is Ika Shannon. I am a student at North Pole High School representing the Fairbanks North Suburban School District. And I would say one of the biggest strengths that my school has and that helps students succeed is we have teachers that really, really care about us. I can reach my teachers any time of the day, any time of the year, and they'll respond to me. They're always there for me. And on top of what these guys are saying, opportunities, I think we're very fortunate at North Pole to have a variety of opportunities, whether that be CTE, arts, high-level courses, whatever that may be. However, one problem that I'm seeing is although these opportunities are taken advantage of, we're not tying all of these opportunities to post-secondary success. I think that needs to be the emphasis because ultimately high school is the beginning of the rest of your life, and we need to make sure that students recognize that and they are taking the classes and they're doing the courses and they're doing the work to make sure that they're successful for the rest of their life, no matter that be college, trades, military, but they need to know what opportunities are out there and what opportunities at their school can get them there. Thanks.
Hi, my name is Liam Wade. I am a student at North Pole also, and a student representative of Fairbanks North Suburban School District. Building a little bit off of Jeffrey's view, I don't think a good environment only means a structurally sound building. I think a good environment means, additionally, a warm face and a warm body when needed. Investing in our staff indirectly invests in our students. This question is for all members in the building, staff, students, faculty. Please raise your hand if you've ever felt like your district doesn't notice your hard work in the classroom. Now please raise your hand if you've ever seriously thought about quitting. I believe the foundation of the success of our students not only starts at the bottom, but starts at the very top too. Investing in our teachers and our faculty is the way that we motivate our students to succeed. Fostering environments for our students fosters environments for success post-high school and during high school. Professional development, competitive compensation, and adequate resources have seen increased retention in all schools in Alaska. Teacher retention annually in the United States, teacher turnover annually in the United States, 1 in 13 teachers will leave their school annually. In Alaska, it's 1 in 3 teachers will leave their school. Motivating our teachers for success is the pathway to energizing our students to be successful. I think if we want kids to be excited to come to school, excited to sit in a classroom for 6 hours a day, we first have to start at investing in our teachers and making sure they are also excited to sit in a classroom for 6 hours a day. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Clovis Caleb and I'm a student representative for the North Slope Borough School District. I think having meaningful connections with your teachers is a really big part when we talk about students succeeding in school. Circling back to what Francis said, there are multiple definitions of success, and I think in my experience being able to walk into my school and knowing that I have those teachers who I can go to and talk to if I'm having a hard time is really meaningful. It really motivates me and gives me a kind of support system, and I know it does for a lot of students. Teacher-student relationships often don't extend past the classroom. When the bell rings, students leave, teachers go to lunch, whatever, and they don't really talk outside of that, and I think we really need to focus on building that connection and making it stronger so that students have a safe foundation when they head into school. What Liam was saying, teacher turnover, it's really hard to build that connection when we have teachers leaving every year, every 6 months, every 3 months, and it creates a really uncertain environment for our students. Me included, I know a lot of people included in this, so I think it's really important that we work on having more community events as well. Yesterday at the round tables, we were talking about having talking circles and more potlucks to really bring the teachers into the community, and the parents as well. Having connections with parents and teachers is very important. I think it's also important to recognize that we're not going to build these relationships straight away, and it's going to take time and it's going to take effort, but if we put in that effort, then we're all going to benefit from it. Thank you.
Thank you all. So for our second question, what is one thing that adults here need to hear?
Hi, I'm Rhiannon Dobbins. I'm a senior at Eagle River High School in Acreage School District. And I think there's one thing that adults need to hear right now is that change can be great and it's amazing, but it can also be overwhelming. In my district specifically, there has been a lot of changes very, very quickly. And I think that there's a sort of culture today that things always need to be changing. I think between students and adults alike, we're scared of being stagnant and we're scared of not moving, because if you're not improving, you're getting worse. But I don't think that that has to be true. I think a lot of times we always want to be the person to make a difference. And as a student advocate, I love that mentality. But I think that changing too many things too quickly can actually have the opposite effect. Like I said, in my district, over the last few years, there has been a lot of big changes. We've added freshman academies this year, we've changed the school start times, and next year we're going to change to a 7 or 8 period day. All of these things, I'm not saying they're bad changes, but they are definitely big changes, and we're already seeing the effects of them. Students are frustrated, staff are frustrated, families are frustrated, and it's making things very stressful for a lot of people. And I definitely don't think that that is a reflection of those changes or those decisions. I don't think that those need to be a bad thing. I just think that doing those so quickly and in such rapid succession is confusing a lot of people, and it's making people less receptive to them overall, and it's making those changes less likely to succeed. A lot of those changes are coming from the lower 48, and they did very well there. And so I know that the intention behind them is good, and I know all of the effort that's being put into them is noble, and I know that they're doing them with the good intention of succeeding like the schools have done in the past. But I don't think that it's being seen the same way on paper as we thought it would in theory. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Morgan Carlson Kelly, and I'm the Kenai Peninsula School District. And to answer the question, if I had one thing for all the adults in here, that would be hard. If What I'm going to say is our students are our future. Students in this room and out are preparing for a future where when we graduate, to become contributing adults to our communities and schools and states and countries. But for us to succeed, we need the foundation of a strong education. Education is the bridge between our potential and the impact we could have on our community, state, and country. Without it, we won't be able to do the incredible work you've done, or lead communities with the same strength and dedication. We are the future, and without the education we need, we won't have the knowledge to step into the roles to be successful. We are ready, but we need your help and support to get there. I invite you to be a part of the journey with us, whether you're a student, teacher, chaperone, superintendent, or on the school board. We all have a part to play. And with the right resources, guidance, and respect for each other, students will be prepared to lead, make a difference, and give back. As a whole, we can all make sure that every student feels valued, empowered, and ready to take on the world. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Emerson Kapp. I'm from the Kenai Peninsula Borough School District. One thing that I really think that adults in this room need to hear is something that is heard almost every day, especially by students, but is never seen anywhere, especially in my district and in the classrooms. Students are more like adults than we think, and they need to be treated as such. We need to consider them as adults until they start to slip. You need to give us the freedom to make our own choices, and when and if we falter, that is when you need to come and use those support systems that we've been working so hard towards. Let us give our input on those difficult topics because we are young adults, not just children. Everyone in the district needs to be able to have their voice heard, and you might be thinking that that is what the student representatives are for. That is true, but one, not every district has a student representative. And two, the student representative is only one person for what could be hundreds or thousands of kids in a district. That is where you come in as teachers, as superintendents, as school board members. You need to go out into communities and make an effort to connect with the students, no matter how big your district is. The students need to see that the school board and the teachers are actual people and want to hear from them. If students are our future, like Morgan had said, if they are and they're not opened up to what the real world is like and how the real world is going to treat them, then they're going to have a rude awakening after high school, and we need to be able to provide that openness to them. Thank you.
Good morning, my name is Gunther Bolzen. I'm from the Matanuska School District. I think one thing that adults oftentimes overlook is the value of a relationship between educational leaders and a student. It is extraordinarily impactful on the students. For example, in elementary school, I had a horrific problem with anger management. On a regular basis, I would throw textbooks across the room. My principal of the school reached out to me, and instead of talking down at me, saying to me, "Why are you doing this? This is not good, you shouldn't be doing this," he came and talked to me and helped me with my anger management issues. Every single week he would meet with me and give me tools that both helped me in that time and that I still use to this day. I haven't had another educational leader do that for me in the past 7 years. And I don't think I'm the only one. Students, raise your hand if you didn't know who's on your school board before you came to this conference. That's a good amount of hands. People on the school board, you need to come to the schools that your students are in and talk to them. See what problems they have in the school and make sure that there isn't this divide between students and educational leaders that is present, particularly in my school. You need to go to those schools and develop a relationship between those students so those students know who you are. So you know that the students are happy with electives, are worried about teacher retention. The relationship that you make with your students goes 1,000 miles and can help you in the future. Thank you.
So just want to say thank you to our student panelists. They really brought forward a lot of issues, and they're representing many of the issues that they heard from their peers. They're representing many experiences. So I just want to say thank you. Let's just give them one more hand. And this might get kind of dicey and competitive, but we have time for 2 questions. So if you've got a question, raise your hand and we'll run the mic out to you. Any questions?
What's your favorite part of school?
What's your favorite part of school? Yeah.
Is it all right if I answer this one? I think that school is a way where you can meet many, many, many different people that are from vastly different cultures or ways of life. People in general, no one in this room would have an identical day, let alone a identical week, month, year, or even lifetime. This makes such a diverse community where you can learn from each other and can promote a sense of wanting to learn more.
Thank you, Gunther.
And I would also like to answer that question. I think my favorite part of school is those moments where I get to choose what I get to do in those extracurriculars or in those CTs or in those programs inside, outside of school where you have options to explore the things that you want to do or different niches that aren't just math, science, and English, the required class you have to take is a really fun part of school and a really good part of school that allows not just me but also others, I'm sure, in my class and in my school to figure out what they want to do once they head out of school. So my favorite part of school is the one where you get to choose what you like to do.
Others? Do others want to answer that question?
I think school is a lot more about training an individual to go and have post-secondary learning. I think high school, middle school, and elementary school are all teaching an individual how to be a functioning is the wrong word for this, but a contributing member to their community, their state, their country, and their world. I think getting to be around people in school and seeing all the different paths that people will take is beautiful. It's a beautiful opportunity that everybody at this board and everybody in this room, I bet, has seen numerous times where a kid can go from shy and not very outspoken to a leader in their own community or field.
Any other answers to that question? All right, so we'll move on to our second question.
Hey, this is kind of a hot seat question, so I want you to think of an answer that's like 1 or 2 sentences at best. If you could wave a magic wand and change something in your school, like you walk in Monday morning and this thing, whatever it is, big or small, is going to be changed magically, what would that thing be?
I would like to answer this question first. I think adapting a curriculum to a sort of way that students know how they're going to use what they're learning in the classroom, even if they might not take it into their desired career field, it makes the learning a lot more meaningful.
Relevance?
Repeat that.
Relevance?
Relevance, yeah. If I'm able to sit in class and understand the importance of algebra and how I can run a business, or geometry and construction, I'm able to thoroughly process the information 10 times more than if I'm just given variables on a piece of paper.
I think also if I were to wave a magic wand, just one day I would go into school, I would say just the overall attitude of the school. And that doesn't just include the motivation that the students have, because that is something that is lacking in a lot of environments, but also the attitude towards our teachers and our faculty, and just that relationship that I think needs to be strengthened in a lot of boroughs and just a lot of schools. Thank you.
If I could wave a magic wand, I think I would want student voice to be more heard at my school and have better communication with our faculty and our school board.
If I could wave a magic wand and change anything, it would be the way that students think about school and interact with their peers. I think one of the largest issues we have in schooling right now that isn't really talked about maybe is student apathy, or just them not caring about school or grades, or they put other people down, or for trying different things or trying new things. And I think shifting that culture where students can interact and you can be passionate and driven, and students can have that opportunity without there being a lot of kickback from that, would be really powerful.
Yeah, my answer is pretty similar to Liam's, but if I really had a magic wand, I could do whatever. I'd probably take it a little bit further. I want each individual student to have their own individualized path to success. And obviously, unfortunately, that's not really possible, but that's what I would do. I would make sure each student has a goal. What do they want to do when they graduate high school? And they are put on this set path that they follow high school to make sure that they're the most successful they can be.
It's totally possible, buddy. Totally possible.
If I could wave a magic wand, I would make it where schools instill passion in children into a field that they like, and turn that passion into something they can use in life, either as a job or as a unique skill.
If I could really change anything, not just in my school, but in the district or the state, I would definitely say funding. I know that that's not entirely feasible, and that's something that we've all heard before, but I think really the way that our schools are being funded is something that affects everybody. It affects every district, every school, every student in our state. And it affects people differently. For some, it may look like having running water. For others, it may look like having exterior opportunities or post-secondary education or things like that. And so I think the way our education is being funded is such a core value that just affects everyone everywhere. It affects the teachers too. And that is one of the reasons that we're seeing such high rates of teacher turnover. Those are all issues that funding could potentially help and benefit. And while that is a huge, huge ask, if I could really do anything to change something, it would definitely be the way our education is funded.
I think if I could do anything, I'd make sure, kind of tying into what a few other people were saying, making sure all the students' voices are heard, because I know, at least at my school, this year we have a very active, loud student council, but it often means that we don't get to hear that voice from the other students, the quieter ones. So I think that's really important to make sure we get the whole school's opinion on what needs to change.
to that question. So thank you all so much. Thank you for taking time to be up here with us and share your experiences. We're really grateful and proud of you. And so thank you all so much. Let's give them a big hand. So at this point, I'm going to invite our panelists to step off the stage. And then we will get an opportunity to hear from other student voices. This platform up here is only so big, and so I can only fit so many students up here, but all of you students have been planning and thinking about how to strengthen our schools. So I'd like to invite my colleague Chukan to talk about this next piece.
All right, let's do one more round of applause for our brave panelists today. As you might have noticed when you walked into the room this morning, we have our plans that students have worked on over the past 3 days up on the walls. Full disclosure, we did try to put it in alphabetical order. That did not happen. So what we're going to start with is a 10-minute gallery walk. And what I'll say is, students, during this walk, please